year in December, Praja proposed, and soon after we had an engagement party. And during that engagement party, Praja did a big speech and told everyone how he proposed and the whole everything that went down behind the scenes, and it was amazing. And then we had lots of friends who gave speeches and everything. And unfortunately, the people who were recording our engagement lost the footage. So we don't have access to it anymore. So we don't have access to any of the speeches that our friends made. They did a little roast where they made fun of us. And it was amazing. And Praja did the whole speech of the whole process. And we lost that. We have like snippets of what people recorded on their phones and what uncles essentially recorded on their phones. So go ahead. Tell me.
A little bit of prelude. So we had a trip planned in December to go to Goa because Sanya's friends from New York were flying down. We were showing them different parts of India, and they were flying down for a wedding that was just before the Goa trip.
Yeah, so one of my best friends, Saloni, was getting married, and my friend group in New York is me, Saloni, Emily, Charlie, Isha. All of us are like very tight, and everyone was flying down for Saloni's wedding. So obviously, they're flying down to Bombay first to stay with me, and then we were going to Jaipur for her wedding, and then after that, we planned this Goa trip so that I could take them around India and we could do masti.
To get to that point, obviously I had to lie to Sanya a lot about like what was actually happening in Goa. She didn't even know how many people were really going to be there. And to trick her, I had to also trick her best friend Ahad, who I had convinced. He was like my Trojan horse. I convinced him that I wasn't ready and I didn't have a ring and I hadn't spoken to anyone.
Yeah, so for context, I had absolutely no idea that Praja was going to propose. Only because I did feel like maybe it's coming around the corner, but Ahad spoke to Praja. He's like, are you going to propose and everything? And Praja told Ahad, absolutely not, like it's not happening, etc. And I'm thinking about
I told him it would happen
later.
4 or 5 months later.
Yeah, he was like, maybe later I'll think about it, etc. And I was like, okay, so it's not happening, it's fine. And Ahad was giving me the information that he got from Praja. And Praja knew that Ahad would tell me. So he was feeding Ahad the wrong information. So me and Ahad were clueless completely. We had no idea what was happening.
Yeah, he's still not very happy about it.
Yeah, it's not. He's like actually pissed that he didn't know.
And at this point, Sanya and I, like Sanya was giving very strong vibes that she wants to be like engaged, but obviously I couldn't give it away. But I told her that it was something that was a priority for me. Tanisha knew everything. She had the ring also. She had approved the designs, everything. The ring was also such a stress because I made it and designed it myself, and I didn't know if she would like it. So everyone had opinions.
Yeah, it's not like he had any context of what I wanted. So that's the other thing, right? So I thought maybe I'd get hints. I didn't want to know, of course, but I thought there'd be hints of, like my ring size, or like my friends ask me questions, but my friends never asked me a single question.
Basically, I was going to measure her ring size in her sleep, but instead we just stole one of her
They just
rings.
stole one of my rings.
Tanisha did that.
Yeah, so these things that I thought they would be less good at. So I thought I would get an idea, but I sort of had given up hope only that would happen.
Yeah, so that was the plan, and obviously like the date at which I was going to propose, the location, I had a bunch of friends in Goa. I was scouting different locations and like talking to managers of different restaurants, and I pretty much finalized what I wanted, and like few core friends knew.
Yeah.
And I try to keep it on a neat enough basis because you never know what will happen. Jaipur happened, beautiful wedding.
Jaipur was the most fun ever. Yeah.
Set the right kind of scene, for what I would like to be a prelude to engagement vibes.
I was looking for a job at the time, and there was a company that I really, really wanted to work at, and they had an opening that I was very excited about, and I made it to a second round of interviews with them. And I decided that it's okay if we're in Goa, I just take the interview because it's important. And I scheduled it for the night that he had planned the proposal.
Yeah, and it was with a firm in America, so it was happening
in
nighttime in India time.
Yeah.
So it was right bang in the middle or towards the end of the day, right in the middle of my proposal plan.
Yeah,
and she's saying this casually.
Yes, I just told them that I'm doing it. So in Goa, if we go out, you guys go out, and then I'll meet you guys later because I have to take this call. Like I have to,
Me and Isha were just casually listening to her as she said this while we were changing in the room, and there was a little divider between the bathroom and the main room. And Sanya was talking in the bathroom, and me and Isha in the main room were like panicking, but our voice coming out was like, yeah, you should maybe push it. Why you want to do it in Goa? And we're like, what are we going to do? I had to tweak the plan a little bit and push the engagement a little pichu so that I could get Sanya back home to do her interview afterwards. So there was a little bit of panic before that.
Yeah.
Okay, anyways, we get out of Jaipur at and just to give you an understanding of how exhausted we were on the dance floor on the last day of Saloni's wedding till like maybe 4 a.m. And then 4 to 4:30 we went to our rooms to pack our bags, and 5 o'clock we reached the airport to go from Jaipur to Goa, where we landed and and we got late check-in because the hotel sucked. I mean, this
Oh my
was
god, the worst
the
hotel
worst hotel
ever.
And actually, maybe not for everyone, but me and Sanya
We
had
got the worst room.
experience.
We got the worst room. We got the worst bathroom. There was construction outside, so there was like loud noise constantly. And I was really hungover because we were super drunk, partying all night for Salonis, and then we had to fly in the aircraft. Emily was like throwing up. We had a lot of fun till 4 a.m. But 4 to 2 p.m. Oh my god, the worst experience ever. So we were in shit mode, shittiest mode ever.
We were all sleepless. We reached the hotel. They didn't have our rooms ready. We were waiting in that lobby for maybe
2 hours. We were just sitting in the lobby. We were having fun. We were doing must.
That hotel was secretly booked up by my people, and Sanya didn't know. But I also had to make sure she never finds out. Sanya finally manages to go to sleep.
Yeah, it's at like 4 p.m.
Yeah, and then later my friends Yathat and Kuku land, and they have a room that's already booked and specifically booked on a different floor so that Sanya doesn't accidentally see them. Yeah. So while Sanya finally got to sleep, I'm going down to greet them. And then just before I reach the lobby, I can hear like screaming and shouting, and I'm like, what's happening? Basically, the hotel was overbooked, and they mixed up the bookings, and they gave Yathat and Kuku's room to someone else and said, sorry, we can't accommodate you, find another hotel. But we did scene, we were like, we will call lawyers, everything we've done, and they basically gave us like a hotel suite, but they weren't like the hotel was actually booked. The suite was under renovation. So half the suite was sealed off, and like, it's fine, we just need space and we need a bed, and it was there was a lot of space, right? So that became like headquarters for planning engagement stuff. So whenever people came, we would like bring them there first.
Room because it was also away from our rooms. I would have never known. Yeah.
That's why I would debrief people and bring them in like one day before the proposal. I'd be like, yeah, this is what's actually happening, and then let them have their freak out there. Okay, so obviously Sanya a long time ago had told me that like whatever I do, I have to record it, right? Because she wants to keep that memory. Yeah. So I was like, I don't know who to trust to do this without like giving it away that, this is being happening.
I also wanted it to be someone we knew, because I work in film. So I was like, I don't really want a strange photographer or a strange videographer to be part of our moment. And so for the proposal...
Yeah, I called Abhay, who's like...
a child.
Yeah, one of Tanisha's friends who we grew up around, and I love him, and
And like he's been a part of our life.
I was like excited to make him a part of it, so it would be like in-house and someone who gets it. So Abhay and Tanisha came, and Dylan, their friend, came with them later. So it was all these people, and it was just a little bit of a hassle, like getting everyone into the without Sanya finding out and like setting up and everything. Even that day, I had people distract Sanya, and I went on a scooty with my friend with Mustansir to like see the venue. Like we had a couple of places that we had in mind. The first one, which I was sure would be the place, was where we went to see first, and it was exactly how I envisioned it to be. So I was like, we were locking it. I met with the manager. He was such a sweet person. I met with Shahrukh. I had spoken to him on the phone before, obviously. So the idea was that he'll give us they have this special patio that's by the water on the beach, and he'll give us a spot there. I had got some things, and I'll get into that in a bit. And he was basically going to arrange it, make sure it happens, and make sure my friends are far from us on a terrace where we can't see them, and make sure that all of that balance is being maintained.
I didn't clock any of this. Honestly, I was clueless throughout.
What happened was that we told her that the big surprise. She obviously picked up on something shady happening because there was some whispers.
Yeah, because there was some whispers. I was like, something is happening.
I played it off as Yathat Kuku coming to Goa was the big surprise.
And I was surprised. I was super excited because Yati surprised us.
Yeah, he lives in Dubai now, right? So we played it off as Yati coming.
So Yati day
was
one
the big surprise. So Sanya was like, oh my god, so this is what was happening.
Yeah, so the first day, 4 p.m., I go to sleep. I wake up. They do all of this naughty with the hotel stuff. And at around 6:37, Praja tells me to come to this strange room. He's like, come up to this room, whatever. And I was like, why are you there? And he's like, just come up. We found a big room. Blah, blah. I'm like, what do you mean you found a big room? I was like, okay, whatever. I was so delirious because I was so tired and hungover and all of those things. And I was like, okay. And I come up to the room and I walk in and I see Yati and Kuku, and obviously I lose my shit because I'm so excited. And everyone was like, oh, you were hiding this from me, blah, blah. And I'm like, yeah, okay, there was some whispers, but I didn't think too much of it. But I was like, okay, Yati coming is the big surprise.
Okay, I'm going to tell you what the plan was, and then we'll talk about what actually happened.
Okay. Yeah.
So the plan was, I'll take Sanya to Slow Tide. I'll have all the friends who have all landed at this point come and go before us, sit on that rooftop of the same restaurant that's away from us, and then we'll come there. I beforehand had planned a few things. Sanya's favorite wine was this coffee sangria that's sold by a restaurant called Perch in Bombay. They don't even usually sell it outside of the restaurant. You have to be dining in to get it. But Tanisha convinced them to kind of give
Just
her
give
a
them a
bottle.
little bottle.
Like we didn't even get it in a proper wine bottle. We got it in like it almost looked like it was packaged well, but it didn't look like a wine bottle. Sanya and I have this inside joke going back many years about fortune cookies. So I got these fortune cookies
Our
made.
first date was at a place where there were fortune cookies, and we ate a bunch of fortune cookies, and then we also
Our first date
stole
back
a
in like
bunch. So,
2011, 12.
yeah. So we stole a bunch of fortune cookies from the restaurant. Sorry, restaurant.
I got custom-made fortune cookies that said, Sanya, will you marry me? I thought that the cookies would be separated, but they said all
came
together. So and there was like
Russian
7,
roulette.
yeah, there were 7 cookies. It was actually Russian roulette of which one is a marry me cookie and which one is not.
Yeah, because he put a bunch of random shit.
The plan was me and Sanya will first go to, I booked us a spa appointment. I had already told her beforehand because we hadn't met for a while before this trip.
Yeah, we've been long distance throughout. So
yeah, we were long distance. So I had set the ground for I want to take you on one date.
Yeah, he
one
said he
dinner
wants to
date
do one date,
where,
just the
you know,
two
it's
of
just the
us.
2 of us
Yeah.
and our friends can figure something else out.
First of all, I said no because I was like, look, we're going with all of our friends. It's not right for the 2 of us to just leave our friends and go.
Mustan said,
But then Musti,
how can you go without me? I've come all the way from Australia. You're going to have dinner. And I'm giving him like the best day. And we have a little WhatsApp group where, you
With
know,
Chad
just people
around,
who
yeah.
knew. And I'm messaging him saying, I'm going to kill you, rein it
And
in.
I got
like,
so
Sanya,
upset.
it will actually cancel the date.
So
and he's
I
like,
did.
nee, thoda more masti, let me do it.
I must, okay, Mustan said, by the way, love of my life, he is our third. Okay, he's the third wheel of our relationship. He's literally always around.
So anyways, Mustan's job at that time was I wanted him to go and buy fireworks, like the nice, you know, Diwali types, big, go up in the air, colorful, explosive, beautiful type of fireworks. I had found a place in Goa that sold fireworks in that season. I gave him the number. I said, you figure this out. This is your job.
That was Mustan's job.
Also, like Sanya and I, like the first time we properly met back home in our building was because we played badminton together. So I wanted to do a throwback to that. So I also said like, we're going to get like a set, like a badminton racket set. That was like Yatharth's responsibility and he got it. Where basically like so here's what the plan was, right?
Yeah.
We finish the spa, whatever, we go to the restaurant, they give us our special seat. The waiter, Shahrukh would bring me the ring secretly. He would bring the wine, he would bring the fortune cookies and give it to me secretly. We would have a beautiful meal. I also picked the restaurant because it's the kind of food Sanya loves. And then just like before the sun goes down, we step out onto the beach. Play a little badminton. I got the rackets and I gave it to Shahrukh saying, pretend like this is the property of like the restaurant and you give it to guests to play whenever you want. So we would go to play badminton on the beach and romantic vibes. I thought we'd scatter flower petals. You know, I give a bag of flower petals to Mustansa and I was like, just scatter them evenly across like the beach.
Yeah, like
don't put them in like an ugly circle or whatever like that. Just scatter them everywhere. Let it look natural. And then me and Sane will like play badminton. We'll go towards that beach area. It should be secluded that time of the evening because it's like, you know, like it's just like a secluded-ish beach area. And then, you know, I'll give her the fortune cookie and when she's opening it to read it, I'll get down on a knee behind her. In disguise, Abhay would be there filming the whole thing. When she reads it, I'll show her the ring. And as soon as I go down on a knee, I told Mustansa to shoot up the firecrackers. So it'll be like a beautiful moment, like filmy-esque and like, you know, living up to whatever. So long we've been together, there should be some girl or whatever. So that was the plan in my head and that's what I was trying to execute. And now here's what actually happened.
Yeah,
okay?
that's what actually went down.
The morning of, first we were getting the friends who were flying in secretly to their hotel rooms without Sanya noticing. The hotel people got their rooms wrong. They put them next to our room. So I was like, no, put them on a different floor. Sanya will see them.
Yeah.
So that again, I had to fight with the hotel people. Constantly this was happening. Sanya and I are on our way to get for our spa appointment and that was a cue for everybody else to go to the restaurant and hide on the terrace in that special seat that I had booked for them, right?
Yeah.
So me and Sanya are walking towards the spa and then the spa lady's like, oh, thoda delay is happening. Go wait outside in the waiting room. We started a little late, but we got the massage. Massage is happening.
Raja has fallen asleep. He has gone to sleep and he is snoring. And I was like, okay,
I just got really comfortable, okay? So when my eyes slowly opened up,
I was
didn't
already
even
up. I was like,
yeah, Sanya was in her like whatever massage robe on her phone, texting,
on my phone,
not a
texting.
care.
And I texted our group chat being like, Praja has gone to sleep, lol. And they all started panicking.
And I woke up and I was in shock. I was like, oh my god, I didn't realize I slept. And then like I'm telling Sanya that listen, for our date I booked a really special like whatever. I booked like a special
He
seat.
was like,
the reservation can't be missed because I like you know I really made an effort and I don't want to waste it, whatever. So we start running. We're going to the showers in the spa to get ready. As soon as we're in the shower area, power cut.
Yeah.
It goes pitch dark.
Electricity's gone, okay? We're like just walking
somehow by some miracle I've finished showering. The light is coming a little bit, 1-2 flickers in power cut.
And then he was like, I'm wearing a green shirt. And I was like, oh, amazing. And green's my favorite color. So I was like, oh, amazing. And he's like, you wear green. And I was like, What?
Yeah, match with me. I was like,
he was like, match with me.
And I even
was
made sure her nails were done green
Yeah,
for
that
Saloni's
also-
wedding just before.
That's
So it was
also
all
so
planned.
smart.
Yeah.
Literally, just side note, Tanisha told Batul.
Even my ring was green.
So Batul is our nail artist, and Tanisha told Batul that make sure she gets green nails. So when I walked into the nail salon, Batul shows me like all the options, and she's like, "Here, look at the green one. You love the green one. Let's do the green one." And I was like, "Okay." And I was like, "Tika, cool." Batul saying, "Let's do green. Let's do green. I love green." And I just did it without thinking, but that was also planned prior.
So I wore the green shirt to get.
And then
wear
so
the
he's
green
telling
dress.
me, match with me, wear green, and I was like, that's so weird. But I love green, so I didn't question it.
Obviously, everyone on the group chat is losing their minds messaging.
This is like my 10th message to you through the day. Now just come fast and bloody delete this whole process and we're waiting for you.
Everyone upstairs is hiding and waiting for us. We go in, I'm like, oh, where's Shahrukh? And this guy's like, oh, Shahrukh has fallen violently ill this afternoon, so he's not here anymore. But don't worry, I'm the replacement manager, and his name is Akshay. And he's like, I know, like, and I look at Akshay. Akshay's like, I've been briefed, and I was like, okay, so he knows what's happening.
Yeah.
Akshay, I was scared, but Akshay pulled
Killed
out.
it.
He
Yeah,
killed
yeah,
it.
yeah.
So Akshay took us to the perfect seat that was by the water. It was looking really nice. He like gave me the ring. He showed me the little drawer under the cash register that was like a little away from where we were sitting, where the fortune cookies were. He asked me, should I bring the wine? I said, yeah, bring the wine. Sanya saw the wine and she was like, oh my god, this is my favorite wine. And I was like, yeah, I know, I got it ordered in. And she's like, how come? And I was like, so a few months ago, Sanya had taken me on a really special date in Toronto, and it was amazing. And now Sanya thought that I was just trying to one up her date and compete with her, because you know Sanya's so competitive. So she was just like, oh, you're just trying to one up my date. She didn't catch on this engagement vibe. So whatever. The menu comes with khana. We're like, we'll place orders. We're sipping the wine.
And then I say, okay, I'm like, okay, should we order starters or whatever? And he's like, yeah, order. And then he's like, no, actually don't order. And
so the reason I was a little frantic was because the messages were coming from Abhay saying, sun is going down, get her on the beach now.
Yeah.
So I took that Sanya and I was like, you know what, we'll order in a bit. I see badminton rackets. Let's go play badminton on the beach before we order. Take it easy.
Okay, this man is telling me on Anjana Beach, okay, with thousands of people there.
It was a secluded part of the beach, but
Praja's like, let's go play badminton. I'm like, baby, I'm not going to play badminton on the beach right now. We've come for dinner, let's eat. And he was like, no, you know, I had a dream.
Yeah, I was like, Sanya, I had a dream last night that we were romantically playing badminton on the beach on our date, and I want to make it a reality.
And I was like, okay, if it was your dream, then Tika will do it. But I really didn't know. I was like, okay, fine, we'll go play badminton on the fucking beach.
So I'm taking her, ushering her towards that little
So like,
gate
chalo,
that
let's
connects the restaurant to the beach.
It's windy, huh? We can't play badminton.
But now what happens is I look behind, and in the distance, I see that Mustansir has put one ugly circle of flower petals. He's made a little circle out of flower petals.
So bad.
The opposite of what I told him to
job.
do. And aage se a cow has come,
yeah.
and the cow has started eating the flower petals and then sits down in the circle.
And now, where we're supposed to have the proposal, there is a cow that has mounted himself.
All of this is happening behind Sanya's back. So I can see it and she can't see it. I'm watching all of this. And then suddenly I'm like, you know what, Sanya, you know, badminton can happen later. Let's order food first. Let's enjoy the wine. And she's like, what? And I was like, yeah, beach can wait. So we sit down, we place the orders, we're sipping the wine a little. I see that the cow is gone now. And I was like, badminton time, Sanya, I'm feeling it suddenly. And then Sanya's like, what? I was like, we have to go now.
I was getting damn irritated, but I was like, it's okay, he's planned such a nice date. I don't want to be a bitch about it. It's fine if he really wants to do this, we'll do it. I was like, Tika, anyway, the food will take time. I put the food order in and I was like, until the food comes, we'll play badminton.
So we went onto the beach and we started trying to play badminton, but the wind was like had picked up so much that in one try of hitting the shuttle flew off with the wind. At this point, the cow had pretty much gone, but we reached the flower petal area. I gave Sanya the fortune cookie. I was like, oh look, the restaurant had these. Why don't we
fortune cookies? Which is very serious. I was very excited. So I opened the fortune. But at first I asked him like, where's your fortune cookie? Why'd you get just one? And he was like, no, it's just for you. So I opened the fortune cookie, but I didn't open the fortune. Like I opened it and I gave him half to eat.
So I didn't expect her to turn around to feed me the fortune cookie.
So I will eat half. I didn't read the fortune yet.
Yeah, I was like ready to get down on my knee behind her, but then she turned around and saw me, and then the ring was in my hand, so I hid it quickly. And I was panicking. I was like, I don't want her to see the ring. So I didn't know what to do.
So I literally gave him a bite of the fortune cookie and he bit my finger.
I bit her because I didn't know what else to do.
I was like, what the hell?
So she was like, oh shit.
I was like, you're acting so weird.
So I went quickly behind her. I was like, read the fortune. And when she reads it, I got down on one knee and I asked her. And
Sana, will you marry me?
I don't think she encoded anything I said in that moment.
I have no memory of what you said.
Which is what you usually hear, right?
But I started crying. Immediately.
I heard like a really loud bang that kind of broke our train of thought, both of us.
Yeah, we were both in this emotional thing, and then suddenly there was a...
Yeah, and what it was Mustansir, instead of getting that beautiful, magnificent, graceful firecracker that was colorful that I asked him for, got bottle rockets. And one bottle rocket that he lit up when he saw me go on my knee has missed my ear by this much.
Literally like
it has gone zoop, gone past me and gone either and gone poop, poop, like a little bloop.
And I anyway have chashma, and I was crying, so I couldn't see much. So I was confused about what was happening. And then we hear this boom, and I'm like wiping my tears, and I'm still crying. And I'm so confused. And this fails, obviously, this firecracker. So what does he do? He tries to do another one.
Yeah, he shot one more excited firecracker.
Which also went zup. Yeah.
Whatever. He must have thought the first one was Fuski. Maybe the
Maybe
second
the
one will
second
burst
one
into
will
color.
work.
Idiot that he is.
Man.
Anyways, so I looked at Sai. I was like, "You've not answered me." And she's like, "Yes, of course,
I was
yes."
like, "Yes, of course,
And then
of
when she
course."
said yes, suddenly she starts looking around and she sees Tanisha's on one side
And then he
recording.
was crying.
She sees Abhay in some bad disguise with like
And
a
I'm
hat
like,
and he's wearing a hat and sunglasses. You know,
He's
almost
so
as bad
cute.
as hiding behind newspapers.
Yeah.
Everybody else comes down from
Everyone
the
else
roof.
comes running down, okay, onto
and
where we were.
She's shocked. She's like, there are like 15 people here. And she's like, oh, when did you guys come here?
I
Like,
was so lost. So first, they all started just coming in front of me. I saw Priyal, I saw Jitika, I saw Atisha. I was like, what is going on?
Anyway, so
Me
this
and
was
Atisha got so...
show them
Yes.
the ring. We called everyone, friends, family, told them.
All
Obviously,
of our
I had
friends
spoken.
came out, and I was like...
I'd spoken to her parents and my parents before,
Yeah.
but yeah, like, we called everyone. We went back up to the restaurant. We did a toast, a round of drinks. We ordered food.
And honestly, I think, best night of my life, because apart from the fact that Praja proposed and it was emotional and beautiful and just honestly perfect. I wouldn't change a single thing about it because 8,000 things went wrong, and that perfectly sums up.
Yeah, we still pulled through.
It perfectly sums up our entire relationship. And I think it was really important to me, which he knows, and I think important to him also, that we do it with all of our like best friends. Because Praja and I have never had alone time, okay, in our whole entire relationship.
Yeah.
We done a lot of long distance, but
We have third wheel, fourth wheel,
we
fifth
have,
wheel,
yeah,
everything.
and I love that. Like, I love the fact that all our friends are such a big part of our relationship, and they've all been around for like the big moments, the small moments, the shitty moments, the happy moments. Everything has been with them, and I want my best friends everywhere, boss.
For the proposal, we went back up. We did toasts and drink. Everybody said something. I gave a speech thanking everyone. It's like our relationship of 13 years now, starting in 2011. This entire plan has been a collective effort. We've had many ups and downs, but I think throughout different phases of our lives, each and every person on this table has been a part of those ups and downs. And that's why you are here. And that's why I love you all from the bottom of my heart. Everyone was in tears. It looked like, like everyone was sobbing.
It looked like a funeral.
Yeah, manager of the restaurant was like, came up to Sanya and was like, "Oh, everyone is happy, no?" And like, yeah. And then I booked another bar to like do an after party situation. So I told everyone to go there. So we finished our interview. We joined everyone else at the bar. We like did everything we wanted to do. Day ended, and I went to sleep. And I woke up to a fully planned engagement party.
So that night, after Praja went to sleep, he was so tired, he went to sleep. I called my parents, and I was like, "Okay, what are we doing? Like, what are we doing? What's the party?" And my dad's like, "You want to have a party?" And I was like, "Yeah, I want to have a party." He's like, "I knew you would say that." And I'm like, "Okay." And he's like, "I have the perfect venue." And I was like, "Okay." And Praja was flying out on the 17th of December. It is the 9th of December when he proposed. 17th of December, he's flying out. So we decide on the 16th of December, Monday, we are going to have an engagement party. We planned this whole party with 250 people in that one night.
She's not exaggerating.
Literally.
I woke up and there was already an invitation that had been designed.
Yeah. Ahad and I sat up in the night and we just designed everything together and we figured it out. And of course, a lot of my friends couldn't be there because, of course, they weren't given notice. So a lot of my bestest friends weren't there at my engagement party. But the way we thought of it is that, the mood is right and lots of our friends are there. And Praja is in Bombay and we didn't know when he would come back. Honestly, Tatu and Mustansen, I think, were the biggest help for Praja in a big way because they were like super
Tatu.
involved. Tatu was like, and I was actually so pissed at him before because I was like, if you plan my proposal without telling my sister, I'll actually kill you. Like, I will say no. You have to have my sister involved. But Tatu was fully involved. She knew everything from the beginning.
Tatu is
She's a
Tanisha,
big
by the
liar.
way.
So that was the whole proposal, and it was really fun. And you killed it, baby. Honestly, I think the best proposal in the world. Like, I know I have a bias because it's mine, but I don't think anyone can beat this. I'll be honest. You absolutely slayed, King. Too good. Too good. Okay, chalo. Now we have this.